Welcome back to the Warframe Beginner's Guide to the Galaxy. I am the Gamer Under Development, and today we are going to be looking at some of the cool new things that we unlocked when we completed the War Within. So to start with, we are going to be heading over to Cetus. If you recall, we did get a message at the end of the last episode that was kind of cryptic, telling us to go to a door in Cetus and show our true selves. We're going to go do that, and then we're going to follow that up with the in-game activity that is connected to that. So there are sort of spoilers here. I mean, obviously, if you've watched enough Warframe or played enough Warframe, you've probably seen this stuff before. But it is kind of a spoiler. And I'm going to go the slow way in this instance. And that's mainly because it is kind of a cool thing and we want to, like, show it instead of just, you know, fast traveling our way there, which is an option, by the way. In fact, I'll show you how to fast travel there once we actually go to the door manually first. Let's do... It's up here. Very cool looking door right here. Looks very familiar, right? We had these doors in the War Within. So we go like this, and ta-da! This was hidden in Cetus the whole time, and you had no idea.
From memories of a past
here we go.
Yet to be, the unknown knows you as a terror to the Eidolons. This has been waiting for you to deliver upon them a terrible ruin.
Yes, the Mode Amp is here to deliver a terrible ruin. The Mode Amp is kind of hot garbage, guys. It's almost comedic to hear him say that. It's our hidden blade. Okay. So now that we have our hidden blade, it's time to go become an assassin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. What we're going to be doing now, because it is nighttime in Cetus, we're going to be doing the nighttime Cetus activity that I said we were not ready for before. We go to bounties here, and we are looking for the night bounty, and we are not going to do the triple one because we don't have the gear for that. We are going to do the Eidolon Hunt Terror List. This is a single Eidolon hunt. We brought Volt for a reason. Volt is an acceptable frame to bring to these, and you'll want to be using your wall to enhance people's damage. Now, the first couple times you do this, it's just going to be rough. The Mode Amp is very, very weak. It doesn't help much at all with taking down the Eidolon. But once you get used to it, it's not so bad. I've also brought our Bolter here. Radiation damage and high damage, like single-shot weapons, are the best, but I don't really have a good sniper rifle on this account. I would highly, highly recommend that you get the Corpus sniper rifle, whose name escapes me at the moment. But the Rubico is also an option if you get the mod from Nightwave that reduces the zoom when you're zoomed in, because zooming with sniper rifles does actually multiply your damage, and if you have the mod for the Rubico, it'll allow you to fire at a much closer zoom without much problem here. It does not look like we have any traps. People are just going straight at the Eidolon. So normally you go and grab traps first, but we're not seeing traps here. This is the Eidolon Terror List. What we want to do is we want to hit it with our Mode Amp, and when it does that shockwave, we go into our Ghost Form thing. It's not actually called it's like Void Form or whatever. But as you can see, it has a purple health bar. Until that bar is gone, we're not actually going to be able to do damage to its health. So we need to keep ourselves safe by using Void Mode, and then boom, there we go. And it looks like somebody blew off his leg as soon as we did that. So you see that blue joint right there that connects the top arm and the bottom arm? If you actually mouse over it, it gives you a different indicator. It says Terrorless Sinova. Now, because we didn't have any traps, or lures rather, he's just going to go ahead and warp away. This is a complex process, so if we can get through more than one of these, I'll have a chance to explain the mechanics in more detail. And of course, there are other guides out there that work as supplemental information that can help with this. So, that being said, we want to make sure we scoop up all of these things that get left behind by the little Eidolon Vomalists, and these are, hey, there we go, Sentient Cores. Sentient Cores will be something we need as a currency in order to get a better amp, because the amp we start with, like I said, is kind of garbage. These are the lures right here. Notice how one of them is blue and one of them is yellow. The one that is blue is already charged. They've already brought his armor down, and somebody immediately took off his leg. So there's that. And we're going to go Void Form here and go into it just to keep it from knocking us back, because that will knock you back and do a significant amount of damage. There we go. And then once he's back up, we can actually fire through this to get additional damage on our Mode Amp, because we're using Volt. This is why we use Volt, by the way, because we can increase damage dealt to the Eidolon. Radiation damage is also effective here, provided you have not stripped all the armor off of the Eidolon. That is super interesting. Somebody over there was using the lower form of operator, and I didn't even know you could do that on the Eidolons, but that's really smart, because that thing hits really, really hard. Okay, grab that, and they just blew another Sinova off before we could even target. So as we kill Vomilis, their spirits will charge these lures. You need 2 lures to keep the Terrorless from running away. And if you can, well, you need 1 lure to keep it from running away, but you need 2 to capture it. If you capture it, you actually get better rewards. So you almost always want to go for a capture. And capturing it also allows you to do the next Eidolon if you want to, but you probably won't be able to handle that at this point as a new player. As you can see, we're not having too much trouble as a new player getting in here, but that's largely because our group is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. We haven't really had to do anything super intense so far. We're just dodging attacks. When you get knocked back by that, you can just use your Void Dash to get right back in, and then we're right back on the Eidolon, stripping armor, and then we're on those limbs. There we go. On the Sinova, somebody else popped it immediately, and he is down again. Was that the final one? No. Now he's doing the call. So he calls in a bunch of little Vomilis, and our goal while he's doing this is to make sure we kill them on the way in, because they will heal him. This is also a good opportunity for you to run around and gather up any loose, there we are, cores that are floating around. You do want to make sure you're killing Vomilis, though, because if you allow them through, they will regen his health, and it makes him harder to take down, which also increases your time to take him down. Now, we don't really have a great weapon for this, so I'm just kind of, oh, somebody's pet is down, so I'm going to Void Dash in, go into Void Mode, and res it. If you res stuff while you're in Void Mode, you're basically safe. It's a really good opportunity. Okay, speaking of the Vomilis, there's one right there. He's going to do his knockback. I'm going to Void Dash to not get knocked back. And then I'm going to work on this Vomilis right here, because it's something we can contribute, because they don't really need us to take down the Eidolon. There we go. Our Mote Amp did rank up. It does rank, and it will do a lot more at rank 30 than it does right now. That's what it looks like when he's captured. You can see the lures are holding him, so he's not going to get away. In the meantime, we can still kill these Vomilis in order to get more Sentient Cores, which is kind of cleanup after the fight. That's really what you want to do, because the more Sentient Cores you get, the more currency you have to get a better amp eventually, as well as to get rep with the group that will give you a better amp. Wow, look at all those cores. Always make sure that you grab the Brilliant Shard or the non-Brilliant Eidolon Shard that they drop. That was the big thing floating in the air that we just scooped right there. And now our team is going to clean up the rest of these guys, and we will be able to head back to town here. If the group is happy with how everyone performs, sometimes they'll just go ahead and queue up a second group. If they aren't, then they may look to leave and find somebody else. That happens quite a lot as a new player, so don't get discouraged. Just take another bounty, it'll put you in another group, and you can just keep on going. Now, I will tell you this, your experience will vary as a new player. Wow, nice job, me. Your experience will vary quite a bit as a new player. Sometimes you'll get groups that are understanding of the fact that you are low MR, you do not have a great amp, and they're just going to carry you through and it'll be fine. Well, does the shield boost really boost damage that much? Yes, it can, depending on power strength. So there. Oh, I didn't look at our rewards. Let's go look at our last mission results. So you can see we got this thing called Arcane Victory. Arcanes are something you can only get from Eidolons. We also got a Brilliant Eidolon Shard, an Eidolon Shard, and a little decoration for our ship, the Eidolon Terrorlist Articula, which I believe you get, I didn't even use Shield, just use Redeemer. Yeah, the Redeemer is really, really good. Okay, so are they gonna take another one? Or are we good? Yeah, so they're leaving, so since they're leaving, I'm gonna go ahead and run over here and show you guys what we can do with this. Yeah, the other Volt left as well. So now that we have gotten some Eidolon Shards and some Sentient Cores, we can come back in here, we can talk to Quill Onko. He is the sort of representative of the faction called the Quills. So we have standing with the Quills, which you can see right here. Currently we are 0 out of 5,000 on neutral. Now standing will unlock different pieces for your Mote Amp, and those pieces are very, very useful and important. So we want to get certain ones, and I believe that 323 is the one that you want to get from here. I should honestly know this off the top of my head, but it's been a minute since I actually built mine. Anyways, you won't need to worry about that too much until you rank up here, so let's see what we can do with the Sentient Cores that we got so far. No, I don't want to rank up. I want to give you Sentient Cores. So to get Sentient, or to get rep with them, you go to trade Sentient Cores for Quill Standing. And you can trade any level of Sentient Cores, but you do have a cap that you don't want to exceed. Our cap is 7,000, so if I were to trade him all 6 of these, he'd be giving me 3,000. I can trade him that for another 1,200. And if I were to give him all 26 of these, which it won't let me, it's only going to let me give him 8 of them. And it seems like that's to try to keep me from going over the cap. But my cap is actually 7,000, not 5,000, so I'm going to go ahead and give them 26. Which is all of them that I have. That's going to put me just about 200 below my cap. I'm going to redeem here. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they're warning me. The reason why it didn't want me to do more than 5,000 is because that's what it takes to rank up. So there we go. I'm used to being capped out, and then you just dump it all to get more reps so you can spend it. So 5,000, that'll take us up high enough to go ahead and rank up our Quill Standing, provided we have the materials, which we do. So we're going to rank up immediately. Rank up to Moat. Beautiful. And we should get our choice of a part here. Now, I don't know for sure which one we want of these, but I'm reasonably sure it's the Replic. I probably should have researched this before, but honestly, you're going to be grinding these so much to get used to the mechanics of it that you'll have enough reputation to buy the pieces you need, and by the time you're ready to upgrade your amp, you'll really have a better feel for what you want to do with it, because there is sort of an ideal amp, but there's also amps that can work really, really well based on your personal playstyle, so I don't want to tell you to get a specific one. There are guides out there for the most efficient if you want it. I'm going to take the Replic here because I believe that this is actually one of the better ones that you can get, especially for later on in the game. I think you actually use this with the amp that you can build from Fortuna, because Fortuna also has missions that will reward you with amps and stuff. That is another thing that we'll be covering in the future. But for right now, we're going to grab the Replic here. You could also grab the Pencha. I used the Pencha and the Schwalk early on just to get out of my Moat amp and into something a little bit stronger. But realistically, if you're getting groups and stuff, you don't need to worry about it too much. The Grand Mu Prism, I know, is the one that you want to go for. And I want to say... Well, I'll get back to you guys on what's the most important thing there. I do know the Grand Mu Prism is the one that I use on my main account. I honestly haven't done Eidolons for a while on my main account, so it's slipping my mind a little bit, but like I said, there's plenty of guides out there. This is more of a beginner's thing anyway. I'm not going to show you all the ins and outs of Eidolon hunting, just sort of the stuff you need to know to begin the activity. And a lot of the fun with Eidolons does come from learning and getting better at it over time. When I first started doing these, it would take me like... I mean, we would actually... Me and a friend would go do these together with our Moat amps, and we would spend all night and not get a single Eidolon kill. It was crazy. And now we're down to the point where we've got it to where we can take them out in 5 minutes or less every time we go out. Just the Terrorless, though. We're still learning how to do the triples. Still haven't had a lot of success with that. So our group already has a couple of lures. That's what the shield icons are, and they've tagged the Eidolons, so we're going to fly right over to help them. And when we get over there, we're just going to do what we did last time. We're going to try to kill the Terrorless with our... Oh, he just teleported, I think. Okay. So now we want to locate him. Where did he go? Usually when they teleport... Ah, there he is. You can look for the blue light. That's how you find him. Okay. So we get here. We switch into our operator mode. Well, actually, we Volt Wall, switch into our operator mode, and blast. And then he's going to do that, so we're going to switch to Void mode so we don't get knocked back too far. Switching to Void mode doesn't help you recharge energy, I don't think, so you need to stop firing and stop switching to Void mode for a moment to let your amp recharge as well. Okay, now that that's done, we're just going to go with this. See how we're not doing much damage? They have a ton of armor. That's why people generally bring sniper rifles and things of that nature to this. Gonna go grab that Sentient Core there. Since we destroyed one of his body parts and we don't have a charged lure, he's going to run away again, and we need to be ready to find him. So we're going to jump in the air, get on this, and immediately ascend to the sky and look around for the blue light. We did just charge one of the lures, though, by killing... They killed a Sentient down there, or they killed a Vomalus down there, which charged the lure, so now when we do find him, we will have a charged lure, and this time he won't run away. Oh, I missed the blue light. We didn't get up soon enough. So that's another reason it does pay to look out for those Vomalus. Okay. And once again, behind our shield, burn, burn, burn. Let's let this charge. I am going to take a look around, see if I spot any Vomulus real quick. Vomulus duty is a very, very good role for you if you don't have the gear to really be working on the body parts and stuff like that. Did we not get the charge lure here? No, it's here. It's here. Okay. The charge lure is here, which means he will not be warping away this time, which is excellent. As soon as he comes out of that phase, we're going to go back into Volt form, we're going to drop another shield, and go again. The other thing is the shield does prevent you from being knocked back, so as long as your shield is out, and your allies can use the shield as well, so that's another great useful tip, is to make sure you have it up so your allies can benefit. And there we go. I think they just completely wrecked him. Now, you do not have to have 2 lures charged before you basically beat him down, because what will happen as you beat him down is he will drop to the ground and summon those Vomulus like he did last time, and during that phase you can kill enough Vomulus to charge your second lure. That's one way you can speed this up, and as long as you have those 2 lures, once you kill him after this phase where he calls the Vomulus, you will get the capture, and with the capture you'll get the Brilliant Shard. Now the Brilliant Shard has another use that I'll show you guys when we get out of here that's going to be something very, very important as you progress your operator. And your operator is useful to progress and important to progress because there is a lot of power built into the operator that is, you know, not immediately obvious when you acquire it. We don't need this here. Now that he's gotten back up, he doesn't have a shield anymore, so now we just want our shield down and we just want to unload on him. And you can headshot him for additional damage here. We were getting red damage there, though. You guys saw that, right? At least we were doing red damage. We weren't killing him. Also, watch the green stuff. That's radiation, and it will wreck your face if you stand in it. Okay. He is going to go into the ground. We're going to get a ton of different cores and a brilliant Eidolon shard. Now, if we did want to go ahead and do the Hydralisk, the second one, we would take that brilliant Eidolon shard that we get right here, and we would go over to an idol or a shrine over on the water there, and I'll show you where that is on my way out this time. Okay, let's go, everybody. So if we wanted to summon the Hydralisk, every one of the players in your group would have to bring the thing here and then cash it in. We're not going to do that this time because we've only taken the Terralist. I always get them confused. We've only taken the Terralist bounty, and that's because doing Hydralisk is much, much more difficult. Terralist is pretty easy. It's meant to be a learning fight. Hydralisk is a lot harder. So now we got another brilliant Eidolon shard. Important to note here that if we do go back to Quill Onko, if somebody else starts another one, I'll go ahead and do that, but otherwise, yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, so we come back over here to Quill Onko, and we can turn in some more stuff, but there is our daily limit, and we only have 2,000 left, so we won't be able to rank up again today. What we can do, though, is we can give him 4 of these and max out our rep. You do want to max out your rep every day so that you can basically continue to work your way through here and gain access to these other things. And there are some very, very powerful things here. Particularly the arcanes can be extremely useful. And you'll want to look into which ones you want to get, because there are a few that are pretty reliable no matter what. But like the Magus ones and stuff like this, they're helpful, but there's some that are better that are not obtainable through this. You have to basically farm Eidolons to get them. And that's kind of what you want to do. You want to figure out which ones you're after and be very, very careful about how you spend your reputation here. But as you can see, we've already got 2k rep. These cost 2k to buy, so if I wanted to, I could just pick up a Pencha Scaffold now, which is why which one you pick isn't super integral. It's kind of just what you want to get. There's also decorations and things you can get here for your ship, as well as clothes for your operator that you can construct and then wear. There it is. Okay, so if I recall correctly, it's the Lowren Brace, the Grand Mu Prism, and I want to say... which scaffold is it? Lowren Brace, Grand Mu Prism, and then... is it the Fad Scaffold? Launch Energy Disc? No, it's not the Fad Scaffold. Let me see what scaffolds they have alone. That'll help me figure it out. I think it's the Shraksoon Scaffold. No, that's for Flak Blasts. No, it is that. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the one that you want to build is the Grand Mu Prism, Lowren Brace, Shraksoon Scaffold. Pretty sure that is the best one you can build from just Cetus reputation, and it is a very, very powerful one. I actually, on my main account, I call it Friday because it makes me think of the line from Chris Tucker in Friday, because it does just knock the Eidolons the hell out real quick. So we could do another one of these, and maybe we should. Actually, yeah, let's do one more of these if we can, because you can only do them at night. So when it's nighttime, you really want to try to get this. Nighttime only lasts for an hour, so you want to squeeze as many of them in as you can during a night phase if you're working specifically on your Quill Rep and on Eidolons and your Operator. This is basically the only advancement method for your Operator. Now, there is something similar to this in Fortuna that you can do, but it's not as good for advancing your Operator as much as it's good for building a new scaffold, which is, you know, going to help you do this more quickly. And when you get really, really good at this, and I'm not even doing this on my main account, you can do 3x4s, 3x3s, which is what people call it when you do all 3 Eidolons 3 times in a night with a pre-built group whose entire purpose is to burn Eidolons down quickly. I'm going to show you guys how to grab one of the... There we go. So these are the lures. You'll find them around various Grineer camps. You have to kill them by shooting at them and stuff, and then hack them, and that will make them yours. It looks like somebody's already on that one, and somebody is also grabbing a lure over here. So... yeah, there we go. They're already getting that one. We can provide them some cover here while they get it. Got the lure, there we go. So once we have the enemy tagged, we all have lures, or at least, you need, like I said, at least 2 lures. The lures do have health as well, so that's something you need to be mindful of as you go through, because what will happen is when the Eidolon does his big blasts, it will actually damage the lure. And if the lure gets damaged enough, the lure will die, in which case you won't have the effect of the lure to hold the Eidolon down or to capture it instead of killing it. That's very, very important, because what can happen, especially with a lot of new groups that do this, is you can get the Eidolon down real, real low, get ready to capture him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he kills one of the lures, and now you're killing him instead of capturing him, and you no longer get your brilliant Eidolon shard, which is no fun. That is not what you want to happen at all. Right here, I'm just working on the Vomalis because we can get charge. Now, it's important to note that the Vomalis charge the lures when you are close enough to the lure when you kill it. If not, then you will get that blue glow that I just had, and you can run that blue glow back to the lure, and that's how you actually charge the lure. So you don't want to kill 2 of them in a row that are out of range of the actual lure. You want to kill them when they're in range of the lure, or you want to get your charge here like I have and bring that charge to the lure. Why is that not? Okay, well, I'm gonna go help this teammate up here, or I guess this teammate's pet up here. I gave 2 charges to that, and it didn't charge it, so I'm wondering if one of the other lures actually caught that charge. And they've already decided to damage the Eidolon. So there's 2 different ways to do it. You can push the Eidolon, which is what they're doing here. Oh, we got the charge just in time. Okay, so he's locked down now. Our work on getting that charged was not wasted, because now he is stuck here. And now we are out of juice, because when he does that AoE effect, it actually drains your energy. That is a considerable issue if you're doing the Volt for the group. One thing you'll want to do is you'll want to bring your Energy Siphon aura so that you can regen energy with that. And the Grineer are giving us no end of trouble on this particular Eidolon run. So I'm just going to stand here and fire through the wall. Let my energy recharge. Continue to fire. Oh, he's out of range now, so we have to actually go in closer. If you get killed in operator form, as I said before, you do get knocked back to your frame, but that's not really an issue. That's kind of okay. Being knocked back to your frame is not the worst thing ever, and his shield is down, so now I'm just going to work various body parts as well as I can. You get knocked back like that, it's not a big deal. Just kind of move yourself back in and continue fighting. There we go. Do I have enough to put a wall up? I don't. And his shield is back up. So this run is not going as smoothly as previous runs did. We're gonna need to take his shield down again. Is it down already? I swear he did put it back up. Okay. He's invulnerable for a minute after he puts his shield back up, so Not like an actual minute, but for a short duration, so don't be surprised if you can't hit him for a second after that. Oof. This is a very, very rough run. Gonna go ahead and dash over there and get hit by Grineer. It's mainly the Grineer bombing us from the skies that are making this very, very difficult. Now, if you fire through multiple Volt Shields, you can get multiple damage bonuses, so if possible, that's what you want to do. There we go, and shields are down. So now you can actually use the Volt Shields to get additional damage on the Cenovas as well, if you can hit them through it. Looks like our Volt friend moved his shield. We have shields too, though, so we're gonna put ours down as well. And he is already on his knees, so we're just gonna kneel here so that we do not get knocked away by this. It will still drain all of the energy from our frame, so it's a good thing that we put our shields down beforehand. We're gonna fire through both of our shields here into his little toe, and we will use that to kind of make sure that we are able to get as much damage as possible out of this. And the fact that he is right next to the Grineer camp is causing no end of trouble on this particular run. It might have been wiser for us to wait to engage him elsewhere, and that is something that you can think about when you're doing these runs, is where you want to actually engage him. Now, a lot of people will assume that everybody else is using a good amp and everything else, so they don't really care where they engage. They're like, this will be fine, we'll just burn him down real quick. As you can see, that is not the case right here. And because he put his radiation down right there, I'm actually going to move and get over here with my shield and just keep burning. Alright. And I'm down. I'm going to get myself back up here. I'm not here for affinity, so I'm not really worried about losing affinity getting back up. And everybody's pet seems to be down. I thought those were players, so I was trying to help. If you stay in your void mode, like I was saying, when you res, you are completely safe, so we're going to do that, and he is about to do the big bad thing, so I need to void mode up again. It gets kind of frantic, but the whole point of this really is to teach you how to effectively work with your operator. There is a lot of power available to you in the operator form, but it does require you to really get used to the mechanics of being in operator form. So consider this like a training ground for those operator form skills. There's some crazy things you can do with this, which I will show you guys a little bit of after we get out of here. One of the things the operator form is really good for is closing distances across large areas. And that's something that really showcases itself here when you're trying to essentially buzz around and catch him. Like if he had warped away, you can get to him pretty quick. You can also use it to kind of avoid attacks and things like that. And the more energy you have, the more dashes you can do, because they do just consume your operator energy. And I believe his shield's up. So as you can see, we can use the dash right there to get back in, and it's basically like he didn't knock us away at all. That is the power and effect of having that. Okay, now it's Cenova time. Oof. You can use it to avoid basically all of the attacks of the Eidolon. Getting a line of sight on the Cenova can sometimes be difficult, and then you can also realize that his shield is back up. Sorry, as I'm talking about it, I'm kind of having trouble with being slightly distracted. Okay, there we go. Right in the buttocks. That'll slow him down. He's gonna knock me back. I'm gonna zoom right back in. I'm gonna shoot him some more. Gonna get knocked back to my operator form here. Continue working him down with this. Knocked back to my frame, rather, not my operator form. Go back to operator, keep working him. There we go, it's down, switch over. And into the arm we go. It is his Cenova here that we need to hit, which can be difficult because they do move a lot, but we're on it pretty good here. Dang, I don't know what they were using. I'm assuming maybe that was a arc gun. We have 4 charged lures. That is so many more than we need, but that's okay. So now he should be calling in the little guys, and we definitely want to kill them on the way in. Wow, listen to that gun go. I don't even know what gun that is, but they are really unloading there. Okay. I've been using this to scoop up our Sentient Cores that we may have missed. And now he's going to get up. We're going to put this wall up, and we're just going to go off on him. It'd be better if we were in front of him so that we could headshot him, but we are not, and I should have gone into void mode. I thought the shield would actually prevent that knockdown, but it didn't. And then I hard landing right there, which was, you know, a slower way to get up. You never want to do that if you can avoid it. And that's it. As you can see, not every single run is going to be as clean as the first two. It really depends on who's in your run. The more people you have with really, really good gear and mode amps, or not mode amps, but amps and things like that, the easier the run will be. But, you know, obviously as a new player with a garbage mode amp, you can't really complain if the run's a little sloppy since you're not going to be contributing the most of anything to it. I mean, not for lack of trying. Like, you can very much try. Like, we tried to be useful here by getting our first lore up and running, but the reality is we're just never going to be able to contribute as much as somebody who has done this a few times and has better amps and things like that. Like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of working your way up, and that's just how it goes for this. Okay, that was weird. Wow. Well done, game. Well done. I tried to ground slam that Eidolon Vomalus there, and instead it was like, you wanted to dump yourself in the water, yes? Yes, that was your goal? This will make killing them a little bit easier. Is everybody else just abandoning the Vomalus? Okay, there we go. Let's go. You guys still killing Vomalus, or are we out of here? I'm gonna head for the exit, because we should be out of here. Hello? Ammo Nana Invulnerable Sia K main Link C Bombalist. Alright. Vidcom. I'm assuming this is another language that I don't understand they're speaking in chat, but that's fine. I'm just gonna come here and wait for them to get here. Oh, that's very nice. That's a Volt Prime with an Odonata Prime. This person obviously had access to the Tennokan relay. I like the look, though. Their fashion frame is nice. Okay, so we got another rank up on our Mote Amp. We got another Brilliant Eidolon Shard, some more Sentient Cores. We got Arcane Warmth. Now, it is important to know that Arcanes don't actually cost you anything to use. You can always equip them and unequip them. So once you have them, it makes sense to just equip them no matter what. So I'm going to go in here and go to upgrade on Volt, and we have 2 empty Arcane slots. Sure, Arcane Victory or Arcane Ice and Arcane Warmth. On headshot kill, 13% chance to regen health. I'll go ahead and take that. You can level these up by combining them too. If you click on them, you'll see that you have the ability to combine 3 of them to make a rank 1 version versus an unranked version. And I think I'll go for Cold as the second one, Cold Resist. Now we're going to head back to our Orbiter, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how you can use those Brilliant Eidolon Shards. Alright, so we are back on our Orbiter here, and we're gonna go, we don't have to actually go back to the Operator's Quarters. I'm gonna do it this time, but you can also just access this by going to Escape and Operator. And I'm gonna show you guys how you can use your Brilliant Eidolon Shards to start powering up your Operator form. So we're gonna wanna go to Focus here. You'll see your daily focus cap is 280,000 focus. We go here. Now Zeneric is the only one we have access to. If we wanted to gain access to the others, we would need 50k focus to do that. Focus is generated to each school specifically, which means that you cannot go ahead and use a Brilliant Eidolon Shard to unlock one of these. To unlock one of these, you have to use a focus lens, which we got on the last mission. I'll show you how to apply one of those in just a second. So what we can do here is go to Focus Conversion. Zeneric should be the one that you got if you followed what I was doing on the last one. We're gonna go ahead and turn in 3 of these to get ourselves 75k focus. We also have a synthetic Eidolon Shard, which we're gonna go ahead and turn in as well. That'll get us up to 80k focus, converting right now. So focus is I guess it's focus. The focus system. The focus system is interesting. We have a pool of 5 points available here, And you can see that 1 right there means that it requires 1 of our pool. So we're going to unlock this for 25k. This is Energy Pulse. Energy pickups grant 25% additional energy over 10 seconds. It's very, very nice. This one costs 50k to unlock, and this is the one we really want. So we're going to go ahead and unlock Energizing Dash here. And we're going to make sure that that's turned on. Because of that is 1 and that is 1, and we're, activating Xeneric, we have used exactly 2 of our focus pool, but we now have access to Energy Pulse, which will give you additional energy on your pickups. Energy pickups grant 25% additional energy over 10 seconds. More importantly, we have Energizing Dash. Void Dash creates a zone of energy for 4 seconds. Allies passing through the zone gain 3 energy per second for 10 seconds. This may not sound like a lot, but this is incredibly powerful. Yes, please buy the things. Making sure that they are equipped is important here. And it may not actually work until we get our first peg, but I think it does, because it is eating up our pool when we do this. Yeah, there we go. We're using 2 out of our pool, not 3. I don't know why I can't math. Commit these changes. So we've made sure that's active and stuff, and now I'm going to show you how that works. Now, Volt, I believe, has... I think he has Energy Siphon on. If he does, we're going to remove it. He does not. He has Rifle Amp on. So that would have been a better thing to have for the Eidolon hunt, would be Energy Siphon. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take you guys on a quick mission to show you how that charge works. And I'm also going to show you one other feature while we do this. We are going to take a look at the Lich system. Now, in order to activate the Lich system, you need to make yourself a Kuva Lich. That becomes available as soon as you finish the War Within. So I'm going to go to Saturn Cassini. This is the mission that most people prefer to use to unlock their Liches. Now what's going to happen here is we're going to be playing through the level, we're going to hear somebody talking about stuff, and the screen is going to flash black for a second. When the screen flashes black, that is our cue to kill as many enemies as possible, as quickly as possible. Doing so will cause a certain event that will allow us to get our first Kuva Lich. But I want you to remember, we do not have Energy Siphon on for this. So our energy is currently 85. We dash, we get back in, look at how our energy is ticking up. What that means is you are no longer dependent upon energy orbs at all to generate energy. You can use them, but you don't need them. And the reason we do Cassini to get our Kuva Lich is because it is a capture mission. Unfortunately, I did not set us to solo, so there is somebody else in here with us. And that could be a problem because only one person in the mission can capture the Kuva Lich. But that's not necessarily bad because we may not want the first one that we get. Okay, got our capture target. And now if we want to... There we go, there's the flash. Okay, time to go. Kill everything in sight. Kill everything you can kill as quickly as you can. So I hit my speed boost here so we can kill more dudes quickly. We want to be looking for more targets. And I think it's something like 10 you have to kill within a certain time limit. After that... Oh, that's gonna suck. That just sapped our energy. You guys just skip this? Okay, cool. You do that. So we kill them. Kill these guys. There it is. So that red symbol right there, that is the Kuva Lich symbol. It's letting us know that there is a Lich available here. And if somebody else beats us to it, then they're going to be able to take it. There's not a lot we can do about that. But that's okay. We'll just come back in here solo after this, and I'll show you guys how it works. There's the Lich, so you do have to knock it down. When you do knock it down, though, you want to take a look at it for a second, because you'll see what weapon you can get from it. So that is the Kuva Seer. Now, that is not a great weapon. I'm not very interested in it, so we're going to go ahead and move on, and we'll come back in here the next time to see if we can find something else. Out of all the weapons that are available from the Kuva Liches, the one I recommend the most to get right off the bat is the Kuva Nuker. The Kuva Nuker is incredibly powerful, guys. Like, it is just off the hook powerful. Also, there is a chart that shows on the wiki that shows which frames will generate which element. The element of your Liches is also important because that element will be a built-in damage bonus for the weapon. What is the... Alright. Vlad can leave the group. I'm fine with that. We're going to go back in solo in a second. I do want to pull this up right quick, guys. So give me 1 second. Warframe. I'm going to pull this up and see if I can put it on screen for you guys and show you which frames generate which. There we go. That's what we need. Let me go ahead and do this. 1 second, guys. I'm going to get this up and I can actually show you right now expressly which liches you want to, or which frames you might want to use to capture which lich. Yeah, that. Okay. Lich info. Seems good. Let's go ahead and put that on the center of the screen and also go ahead and boop. There we go. Oh yeah, look at this, guys. I can't wait to show you this. I'm doing this like an actual pro. Like I might actually know what I'm doing streaming. Or recording in this instance. Alright, there we go. We're going to transition to that. And that is the generation table for the Kuva Liches. So basically what you pretty much want to do now, it used to be that you wanted to go for Toxin. Toxin was the big thing. But because you can apply Viral and then also put on Heat, what you really kind of want to go for now is Heat in my experience, because Viral Heat combination is really, really strong, because Viral will obviously make it so they take more damage from everything that hits their health, and then Heat will deal damage over time and burn through armor. So it used to be Toxin you wanted to aim for, now it's Heat. When we look at Heat, we do have a frame that can actually get us Heat, so we're gonna be bringing Vauban with us to the next one. That's the goal. We're gonna take Vauban into the next one, and that is who we want to make our Lich with, so that we can ensure that we do get a Heat weapon. Alright, so let's go take care of that. And we're gonna switch to solo so that nobody can steal the Lich from us. This is a very easy mission to complete on your own, so going solo isn't a problem in any way. Let's go to Vauban. Alright, Vauban, it's your time to shine, buddy. You're going to make us the hottest of Liches. The hottest. And once again, I would like to get a Kuva Seer here. I'm trying to think of what other, or not a Kuva Seer, but a Kuva Nuker here. Other weapons that are okay. The Kuva Brahma used to be like ridiculously OP, now it's just kind of okay. I am a big fan of the Kuva Comb as well. The Kuva Comb is a Grenier shotgun that fires faster the longer you hold the trigger down, which means that if you put like speed, fire rate increasing mods on it rather, you can get it to basically unload an entire clip in under a second and just melt the face of anything that is in its path. Now that does mean you have to worry about your ammo efficiency, but there are things like shotgun ammo mutation, which will help out with that quite a bit. So it's not a huge concern. Yeah, nice try, buddy. Nice try. We have a Zorus. Okay, that guy's gone. Now we're just waiting for our screen flash on our way to the exit. It is once... There we go. There's our screen flash. Kill everything in sight. Who's next? Another bit of advice, when you get the screen flash, don't go backwards and try to kill enemies, because the game doesn't seem to spawn them behind you, only in front. So go forward, kill everything in front of you as quickly as you can. If you have the Zorus, this shouldn't really be difficult. There we go. And it spawned. Perfect. Let's go find this Lich, kick its butt, and see what it's going to give us. Some people say if you look at them, they have an aura and you can kind of see whether or not they're going to have... Ooh, Kuva Ogress. I've never actually had that one. I think I'm okay with that. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. So we hold... Oh, come on. So we hold down X, and that'll let us kill the Kuva Lich, and now it is our rival. We have chosen the subject. They will become Lich or die. Or will die, because I wasn't paying attention. So now we have a Lich. When we get out of here, you'll see what that means. It is a long, long process to... Well, it's not long. It is time-consuming to kill your Lich and to either turn them into an ally or gain their weapon. So we probably won't finish all of that on this, but I will show you guys how to begin that process and some of the tricks you can use to speed it up along the way. Primarily, those tricks are going to be stab the Lich as often as you can, and then pray that you get somebody to help you when you actually go in to kill it. There are safer ways to do it, but they're more time-consuming. The reason you want to stab your Lich every chance you can is because when you stab them, they level up. You also gain a bunch of echoes. Echoes are a thing that reveal what you need to do to kill them, essentially. Of course, in order to do any of that, you need to get yourself some Requiem Relics, and that's something we'll have to do as well. That'll be a little bit tougher. Actually, acquiring our Requiem Relics is going to be harder than getting our Kuva Lich. Lid Tick rises. Look at that guy. I love the sense of humor of the Liches. Okay. So, it looks like we got lucky, because he does seem to have an ephemera. See the flames coming off of him? That is an ephemera. That's one of these special things you can get from a Kuva Lich. So this Kuva Lich has the fire ephemera and the ogress. That means that when we get the opportunity, we're going to kill him. We're not going to let him live. You can let them live and they'll become your allies, but I want that ephemera, and the ogress is a nice bonus. I've never actually used the ogress. It looks... I don't know, it looks like maybe some variant of a shotgun, because it looks like there's shotgun shells right here. Can't say for sure, though. So, that's fine. Oh, and look at that weapon bonus. That's pretty hefty. 35% is pretty good. I've had it as low as like 25%. I'm reasonably sure you can get lower than that even. It does tell you what he's resistant to, which is cold and corrosive. And there also are weaknesses that you will discover for them as well. That being said, we're not really ready to do that yet. If we go to Modify Parazon here, you can see that we do use the Parazon mods to get this. And this is where it shows the known Requiems for him. We don't have any of them yet, but we also don't have a Requiem Relic. So we need to go acquire one of those rather quickly, and then we can work on how you actually figure out which of those particular mods you need to kill him. So in order to acquire a Requiem Relic, you need to do missions on the Kuva Fortress. This is the fun part. Not really. The Kuva Fortress is one of the highest level areas in the game. Oh boy, and this is going to be an Arcwing mission to start things off. That will be interesting. That little icon right there is actually the Requiem Relic icon, and that's how you know that you can earn Requiem Relics from this mission. Oh wait, no, this is actually a mission to crack a Requiem Relic, which we don't have. There are some other ways to get Requiem Relics as well. Let me look for the Kuva Flood that's going on right now. Yeah, so these are Kuva Siphons. You can do these, they give you a chance. I got confused. This is not necessary to do the Kuva, or to get Kuva Relics. You get them from doing the Kuva Floods. Once again, Kuva system is something I haven't messed with in a long time. I've been doing a lot of the, brain, please. Wow. It's like that. It's like that. I've been doing a lot of the... I can find it if I go into the navigation, because my brain is a little slow right now. Or I can't find it, because it's normally right up here. The ship missions. Railjack. I've been doing a lot of Railjack lately, so I haven't messed with Kuva or any of that stuff in a good bit. That being said, the Kuva Siphon you can only do once per hour. And that, or Kuva Flood rather, you can only do once per hour, and that has the best chance of giving you a Requiem Relic. It's like guaranteed to give you one, but you can also get more. The other missions you can do give you a chance at a Requiem Relic, but you may also just end up getting Kuva. I'm gonna go ahead and start the Flood right here. We probably want to switch our frame real quick if we can, though. How quick can I do this? Not quick enough. Okay, we're going in with Vauban. This is a very high-level mission. I think we might be going in solo as well, which isn't going to work out very well for us. Then again, we do have the Zoras, so it'll probably be just fine. Wow. Okay, you guys see that, right? These are level 86 Corpus, and we're just rolling them, like, instantly. With the Zoras. Like, we may not have the defenses for this mission, but we're just fine offensively. Okay, so I've got to play a little bit carefully with our defenses on this one, but our offenses will be fine. Gonna go ahead and put down our little ball guys to help us out. Gonna switch over and do a Void Dash so that we can get our energy regenerating quickly. That will work with any frame, by the way. And then we're just gonna use our Zoras here as effectively as possible to just take enemies out. Now, at some point in this, we are going to find an actual Kuva Siphon, and that's where things are gonna get interesting. Especially without allies, things will get pretty interesting there. Okay, well, we're gonna need to switch to a different frame. Rhino probably would have been a better choice for this. I'm gonna just back out and go get Rhino. Because that is a smarter choice, and we'll probably switch off of solo as well. Because doing it solo is not ideal for especially for the Kuva Flood. The other ones we probably could have gotten away with doing solo. I just forgot to switch us back after we got our Lich. So let's go public here, and we're going to switch over to Rhino because he is a beefy boy with a lot of survivability. And as we can see, damage is not going to be an issue for us, but survivability will likely be. And I'm not sure I want to take the bolter. I'm going to take the heck out instead. There we go. That should make this a lot more sensible. And now we come up here. We go to the Kuva Flood. And we hop in. Alright, there we go. Apologies for not being, like, as prepared as I should be for this one, folks. It's been a busy, busy weekend. We have a good bit of time left, though, to get through this and get our first Requiem Relic. And then we can talk a little bit about how the Requiem system looks and works. And on the next episode, we'll go deeper into how to actually get your Kuva Lich, because we are kind of running shy on time here at the moment. Sup, boys? Drop in. Probably gonna throw Iron Skin on here. It's a good idea. And then we'll switch out, of course, to get our energy regen going. As you can see, energy is ticking up very, very nicely. If we go ahead and grab an energy orb, not only will that also give us energy, but it will help our energy tick up a little bit faster as well, since that does grant us 25, or is it 25% or 25 additional energy over 10 seconds? It's either 25% or 25. I can't remember off the top of my head now. But either way, our energy is much, much better now. We don't need Energy Siphon really anymore. We can kind of forgo it now that we have the ability to Void Dash to increase our energy. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. When we find the Kuva Siphon, that's when things will get really interesting, because we're going to have to deal with the fat boys. Fat boys are fun. The fat boys are the fat boys that we saw during the War Within mission. The big boys that guarded the queen, we're going to deal with them this mission, and there is a trick to dealing with them. If you don't know the trick, it can actually end up being pretty frustrating trying to do a Kuva Flood, so that's why we're kind of going through this, is so you guys will know what you're supposed to do to be able to get through that in a reasonable fashion. Because otherwise they can basically seem totally immortal. And there are some ways you can do it that work, but there's other ways that are just way, way more consistent. So I'm going to show you guys the most consistent way to deal with them versus the way that is kind of the one that people naturally gravitate towards, which is just unloading with your amp. Unloading with your amp will allow you to damage them sometimes, but it doesn't consistently make them vulnerable. What does consistently make them vulnerable is when you actually just Void Dash through them. So that's what we're going to be doing. That will guarantee that once we do it, we can kill them, which is key for us being able to complete the siphon. There we go. It's on the map. Let's get it. Let's get it. Is that a fat boy? No, that's a Kuva Jester. Oh, it is a fat boy. Okay. So we go here, we Void Dash through him, and now he is vulnerable, and all of our weapons and things can do damage to him. So we're going to go ahead and kill him. Void Dash through him again. Always be Void Dashing. Void Dash through him, and as you can see when we do that, his health bar becomes not, like, grayed out. And that's how we know we can kill him. Did it there, and now we can kill him. Now, when it comes to these siphons, you need to watch for when they're trying to suck in Kuva. And you can see it as a little red cloud, and you have to shoot the cloud on its way in. And if you do that, that's how you finish the Kuva Siphon. So you'll know it's doing it when it actually starts to lift one of its arms up in the air, like that. And that tells you which direction the cloud is coming from as well. And then you just kind of have to keep an eye out for it. And when you see it coming in, you blast it. Oh, somebody else saw it before I did. Sometimes they're hard to spot, the clouds are, so don't sweat it if you can't find it. If somebody else sees it, they'll get it. The main thing is just to keep your eye open for it. Okay, there it is. See it over there? Oh, somebody else got it. All good. One more to go. And it's likely going to come from this direction over here, because they usually come from the direction that the arms are pointing in. Come on. Do your thing, Siphon. Let's go. You can see the Siphon loses health every time you destroy one of those arms, but the last arm is basically the last thing, and then it goes away, and you will get your Requiem Relic. Okay, so we know that it should be coming from this side somewhere. And I'm down. I am down because some dudes from across the bridge, like, shot me. Where in the world is this thing? Oh, he went over there and got it. It was up in that bin. Okay, so the Siphon is gone, and we got 1,200 Kuva for the Siphon. We'll still get a Requiem Relic at the end of the mission. That's why you're guaranteed one for doing this. But oftentimes when you destroy the Siphon like that, it'll drop a relic as well. Enemy Kuva Liches and stuff that spawn can also drop relics. Basically, anything in the Kuva system specifically can drop a Kuva Relic. And there we go, we have a Requiem 2 Relic. We'll take a look at this when we get back on our ship. We also got an Orvius disc. That's to make the disc weapon that Teshin uses. It is nowhere near comparable to the Zorus, so don't assume that just because it's a disc weapon it's good. It's really not. Alright. I got the most melee kills apparently, which is not saying much. Okay, so let's go take a look at our Requiem Relic that we just got, and I can explain the Requiem mods a little bit easier with that. So these are the Requiem mods, or at least 2 of them. This is Vom, this is Yahoo. There are, I believe, 6 different possible Requiem mods. We can actually look down here. So there's 8 rather. No. I'm not doing a Kuva Siphon again because we won't get another one. That person may not realize that, but you can only get 1 out of each Kuva Siphon, and they run for about an hour. So until the Kuva Siphon respawns, we won't be able to do it to get another guaranteed relic. We can do any of the other Kuva Flood, not Siphon. I keep saying Siphon, but I mean Flood. Terminology, guys. So until then, you can do the other missions that have a chance to get a Requiem Relic if you want, or you can just wait and do the guaranteed one whenever it's available. You're probably going to spend so much time farming up Whispers and stuff anyway that it's not going to matter that much. So if we look here, we can see that there are 8 possible different Kuva mods, and those are going to be what you use to kill your Lich. The way that whole system works is it's a little bit like the old board game Mastermind, if you know what that is. There are 3 specific mods we need to kill this guy, and they have to be placed into your Parazon in a specific order. So basically what you do is you try to get, what I find is most useful is you try to get a full collection of all the mods, and then just put 3 random ones in there, and every time you encounter him, stab him to see what happens. If you stab him the first time and he doesn't go away and level up, then that means you have found the first rune that you need. And then after that, you only have to get the other 2. Now, the problem with that is that you still unlock them in order when you're gathering info on them, which you do by doing missions that are in their zone of control, which I'll show you next episode. So essentially, it doesn't necessarily give you a guaranteed shortcut, but it can help, and it can make it faster. And if you stab them and you don't have the correct first rune, then you can sort of check that one off the list, and at the same time, they will level up and give you an additional 10 Whispers or Echoes. Echoes? I think it's Echoes. Anyways, they're Whispers and Echoes. They're just basically a currency that you can gather. Not even a currency, they're just like progression you can gather that will unlock these little circles. Like the circles will fill up, and when they fill, you get to see what the rune is. So you get an additional 10 of those if you stab them and fail. I'm really stoked about this though, guys. It's kind of cool that we actually managed to get an ephemera on our first try. These ephemeras are some of the coolest ones in the game too. I have the electricity one on my main account. I don't actually have this one on my main account, so this will be cool to have on this account. And I'll probably end up using this ephemera for everything. Anyways, we will go over that on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, apologies for things being a little unorganized this time. It's been an interesting weekend, but things will be better next time, and I will see you then. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!